SiriusXM. You're in Mina's house. Mina SayWhat. I'm here with an entrepreneur, a mom, a wife. I mean, this woman, an author. Hello. She's on Time's 100 Next list. This woman is killing it. She has $1 million business. And she's here and pregnant.
And very pregnant.
And very, very pregnant. This is what a high efficiency woman looks like.
Yes, it is.
Right. It doesn't matter what's going on in your life. You about to pop this baby.
Hopefully
but
not
here.
in the studio, but here we are. Good morning.
Pinky is here. Yes. How are
morning.
you?
Very pregnant, but I'm doing very well.
Yes.
On my book tour, so I'm excited. I feel good. I got 3 more weeks before I can't fly no more.
What?
But I'm happy. I'm in the moment.
So Pinky Cole is the owner of Slutty Vegan, a food chain for vegans. How many locations do you have now?
13 going on 14.
Wow. What are the cities? Shout them out real quick.
Birmingham, Atlanta. I got 2 in New York. Houston. Hold on, not Houston yet, but Dallas.
Houston's coming.
Don't put that part in there. I ain't announced that yet. But yeah, so and growing. And we just won a bid in the airport, so I'll be at Hartsfield-Jackson Airport as well.
What? Congratulations.
Thank you. What
so
were you shaking?
You're known for your plant-based burgers and then obviously the quirky food names like One Night Stand. Name some of the food names.
The One Night Stand, Sloppy Toppy.
Yep.
Can I say that? Menage a Trois on the radio.
You just said it.
Yes.
As long as you don't curse.
Yeah, but you know what's so crazy? Like, I had no idea that like creating these wild names would resonate with so many people. I'm like, oh, y'all nasty.
Yes.
And now people really love the names of the food. So when they come, they're like, let me get a one night stand.
Let me get some sloppy toppy.
Yes. It's so cool.
So in addition to that, you have written some books. Your first book was Eat Plants, Bitch.
I thought you said we couldn't cuss.
Well, I'm a curse because you just gotta say the B word. You can't.
Yes.
But they're gonna bleep me.
Okay.
But you
that's
know,
cool too.
it adds to the punch of the title of the book.
It do. Look, I love a racy name.
Right.
And Eat Plants, Bitch was really like a dope way to like tell people that you don't have to be vegan. You can just eat really cool vegan food.
Right.
So the book did really good. And now I'm on to book number 2.
So we gotta break this down because the book is called I Hope You Fail. Why that? Because it's counterintuitive to what the book is about.
But that's the point,
right.
Right? So, like, when we talk about, like, failures in the world, I feel like everybody in America could say that at some point they felt like they failed at something. For me, my father did 22 years in prison. I had a business, a Jamaican restaurant in Harlem, actually, that caught on fire. My car got repoed, got evicted. I went flat broke. I was getting cheated on. A whole bunch of stuff happened, right? But then on the other side of that, I created a multi-million-dollar business.
Right.
I became a wife and a mother when doctors told me that I wouldn't even be able to have kids.
Wow.
Right? Like, I've been able to become a philanthropist and a leader in the community, and I've done all of these great things, but it wasn't without going through some stuff.
Yeah.
So I'm like, you know what? I want to put this in a book to show people practical ways to, like, get out their own way.
Yeah.
Like, a lot of times people just sit and wallow in the circumstance of a bad thing happening, but you only got to sit there.
Yeah.
If you re-engineer your mindset and think like, okay, all right, this is going to pass. These are the things that I could do so that when I look back at this, I'm like, you know what? I'm so glad that I failed because if I didn't fail, I would have been in this bad relationship still. If I didn't fail, I wouldn't have had this successful business. If I didn't fail, I would still be flat broke because I didn't learn how to manage my money.
Yeah.
So it's really like a backwards way of showing you how to live life differently.
Wow. So we all have those stories where someone told us we weren't going to do well, we were going to fail. What's that story for you and who's the person?
Oh,
Yes, this is the time you're on national radio. Tell them you was wrong.
so I'm gonna give you an example. So when I graduated college, I moved to Houston, Texas to be a teacher. It was only 5 days. I'm like, this ain't me. This is not my ministry. Shout out to the educators. We need y'all, but it ain't me. Okay, so after 5 days, I packed up my bags. I'm like, I got to go. I'm leaving, right? So, like, I was in limbo. I was all over the place. So one of my family members, it be your own family sometimes.
Yeah.
One of my family members, he said to me, and I'll never forget it. He said, you don't know what you want to do. You all over the place. Right. So, you know, that put a battery in my back.
Right.
And it might sound small, but something like that could be a real big deterrent to achieving and following your dreams.
Yeah.
If you feel like somebody who's supposed to love you doesn't believe in you. And do you know, it was because of that statement, it made me go harder than life in
Wow.
everything that I do. And then they ended up working for me.
What?
Okay, so that's the moral to the story.
That shows your heart, because I would have never hired him.
Yeah, but you know what? Let me tell you something about life.
I'm gonna leave you broke.
Karma is so real. What you do to people will always come back to you.
Yes.
And obviously there was a lesson for both of us to learn. Okay, never underestimate the power of people's efforts and their dreams.
Right.
And that was hard for me, but I was able to overcome that.
I had a baby 14 months ago. It feels like I just had the baby, but I still get the sweats.
Yeah.
They haven't gone away. I don't know what's going on
I've been
with
getting
that.
the sweat since 2020. I've been pregnant since 2020, 21, 22.
The pandemic
and
did it to
23.
you, girl.
Yes. I'm like, get off of me, you rabbit. Like,
You need to get on birth control.
yeah, you know, I've been entertaining that. I'm like, one of us got to get cut
You gotta
or
get the
snipped or
tea.
something.
No, you gotta get the tea.
I got to do something, okay? Because I got to go back to work for real,
Right.
okay?
So you have your multi-million-dollar business called Slutty Vegan, but you're married to a man who owns a cheesesteak
Chain.
chain that's not vegan.
It is not vegan.
He eats meat.
He eats meat.
So you're completely vegan, vegetarian.
I've been vegan. I haven't eaten meat since 2007.
Oh my Lord.
I know. And can you imagine I ended up marrying somebody to eat meat? The oxymoron of it all.
So I wanted to talk about that because people will fight over that. Like, I specifically remember dating a guy that was a little bit overweight. He's like, I'm trying to eat better. And I'm like, well, I'm not overweight. I'm not trying to eat better. So I need to eat how you eating. How do you guys manage that at home? And then with raising the kids as well, because I'm sure you want your kids to be vegan and vegetarian. I'm sure he's like, here's this cheesesteak with mozzarella cheese and provolone.
That's a good point. So when we first got together, I was like, I would never date somebody that was a meat eater. But then he done swept me off my feet. And I'm like, God dang it. Like, how did I get here?
You can't check all the boxes off, Pinky.
You can't.
You got to compromise.
But let me tell you what I realized. Love be in the most unexpected places.
There it is.
Right? And you can't help who you love.
Mm-hmm.
And what I respect about our relationship is we have two totally different dietary lifestyles. But he don't judge me. I don't judge him. Go away, eat your food. Just brush your teeth after and then holler at me. Right? But he can cook. He can cook better than me. So he always cooks for me. I mean, he'll eat the food that I cook too, right? So like we have a really good healthy balance.
Okay.
So my daughter is vegan and our son is not, okay? And that was the one compromise. He was like, come on, Pinky, like please, my kids
Let me get one.
Let me get one. And I'm like, all right, you can have one. So I be seeing my son eating chicken wings walking around the house. Oh my God. Oh Lord, I be ready to go crazy. But I'm like, you know what? Compromise.
I could imagine that causes a lot of fights. Who's cooking that night? Who's eating what? I don't want to eat that. I want to eat this.
Yeah, my kids are very picky too.
All kids are picky.
Texture and
I don't
everything.
know what's going on
My
with
daughter
these kids
just want to
these
eat
days.
noodles. I'm like, but overall it works for us. And you know, nobody has ever said anything to us like, why are you with that person? And if they did, it ain't none of their business.
Right. If it works for you, it works for you.
If it works for us, it works. I will never go back to eating meat, and that's okay.
So you did eat meat before?
I did, but I grew up in a Rastafarian household. So my mom is Rastafarian.
But or jerk chicken is like part of your, you know, your ethnicity, right?
Jamaican, yeah. But I grew up eating Aita food.
Okay.
Like rice and peas, ackee and saltfish, beans. Like, you know, growing up in a Jamaican household that's like Rasta is very different from the average Jamaican household, right? So I grew up in a very holistic environment. My mother didn't wear makeup, no earrings, she ain't shaved. Like it was that kind of environment, right? So like that's why I be, not today, but I be like supernatural all the time because I've just absorbed my mother. But like I've always been raising my consciousness since I was a kid. So like vegan was just another level of unlocking that level of consciousness.
So when you went all the way, what's the meat product that you missed?
Crabs.
I was not expecting that.
So I grew up in Baltimore.
I was not expecting that.
Let me tell you, I grew up in Baltimore, and that was my favorite food. I eat crabs morning, noon, and night. I will out crab you in a minute, okay? And then that was the one thing that I removed, and I'm like, dang, I really miss crabs. But
and
that's
the butter, you dip it.
Yeah, and now my husband eats crabs every day, and I'm like, oh.
I haven't read the book. I just got it. You look beautiful on here, by the way.
Thank you.
A lot from what I've read, it's about your personal life experiences. What are some tips that you give people based off some of the things that you experienced?
So each chapter is very different. So like one chapter is, I hope he cheats on you. And I hope he cheats on you so you can learn about how to identify the love that you really need, right? I hope you go flat broke so that you can understand how to manage money better. I hope you don't have fire insurance so that if something happens to your business, you know how to better protect your business in the future, right? I hope people who love you don't believe in you so that it'll make you work harder to not only prove to them, but prove to yourself that you can do all the things that you want to do.
Right.
There's so many lessons in the book. And this is not just a regular self-help book. You know how you read a book and like, you need to do this because I did this and I succeeded. This ain't that. Because I'm a work in progress myself, right? Even in my big age, okay, and all the evolution that I've gotten in my career, I still have pitfalls and still have speed bumps along the way. And I want people to know that like life happens and it's very real and it's okay. It's really all about your mindset. You just said it on the break, and you said like when you put your mind to something, like nothing is going to stop you.
Yeah, that's me.
And that's literally what positivity is. This is really just a positivity model,
Yeah.
right? And if you follow the positivity model, even when bad things happen to you, you're like, okay, thank you. Why is this happening? For me, okay? And when you understand, not to me, but for me, because things happen for us. And it's like being on a journey, and when you're on that journey, you're like, you know what? I could do this. It might be hard. There might be some speed bumps, but I'm going to make it to the finish line. And that's what this book does.
So we're talking about the pitfalls in between you being with, you know, your restaurant burnt down, and you actually had these little odd jobs in entertainment. So one of them was casting.
Yes.
For Yanla Fix My Life.
Yes. That and then some. I was also a producer for the Maury Show.
Yes, I saw that.
So I come from this world.
I was gonna say, what are some of your most interesting memories about those specific shows?
Working on the Maury Show specifically, I realized that like everybody got problems. I don't care if you black, white, blue, yellow, old, young, Muslim, Christian. We all got issues, okay? And it's just how people apply solutions to their issues that make the difference. But it gave me the opportunity to meet different people from all socioeconomic backgrounds, which was really, really cool. Because people that I probably would have never connected with, I got to know and learn stuff from them. So that was fun.
Yeah.
And then when I was working on Iyanla, the cool part about it is this was right after I lost my restaurant. So I needed therapy. So I got to work on a therapy show. And I had to pay for therapy. And I was able to help people get the therapy that they needed.
Right.
That was really cool. But I was in TV for 10 years.
I saw.
Which is why when you see like the marketing and branding of Slutty Vegan, it really is just an extension of who I am working in TV.
Right.
You know, so it was cool.
So I want everyone in here to clap because you're on Time's 100 Next list. So we're gonna
Oh, you got to add the clap track too, like.
we gonna add a couple more claps. I'm sure you're very proud of that, but can you just verbalize what that meant for you?
So I put an Instagram video up and I was bawling, crying. And I'm always the girl like, now why do you turn on the camera and start crying? But I did that. And I did that because to know that I know somebody and it was me on a list that like I never knew anybody on the Time 100 list.
Right.
Let alone a black girl like me from East Baltimore, from around the way that come from humble beginnings. To be able to say forever and tell my kids that I was on a very prominent list. It's not just about stature. It's about the fact that I've been able to achieve something from all of my hard work and efforts. And that is a really, really good feeling. And that's only the beginning, right? I've been on a lot of lists, but that means that I'm doing something right, right? You know, I get tired sometimes. I've been pregnant a lot. I've been working a lot.
3 years.
I've been building. I've been being a wife. I've been being a mother. I've been being a philanthropist, all of these things. But to see myself in a regard alongside other trailblazers tells me that I'm in the room and I got a seat at the table and I built my own table.
Hello.
Okay. And I'm coming with my magazine and my forks and my knives and I'm here. What's up? What are we eating?
Right.
Okay. Do I need to go in the kitchen to make the food at the table that I'm
Sprinkle
sitting at?
the slut dust on it.
Exactly. So it just showed me that I am in the room and I'm just so grateful and honored that people are recognizing the work that I've done over the years.
Love that. Last question. The line I hear for your Atlanta location, be around the block.
Yes.
What are some of the celebrities that love your restaurant?
Oh, a lot. So Tyler Perry has eaten at Slutty Vegan, Tiffany Haddish. I've had politicians, Colin Kaepernick, Cory Booker, Taraji P. Henson, Justin Timberlake, Jermaine Dupri, Omarion. Oh, I could go on and on. So many people. Ludacris, you name it. Everybody has eaten at Slutty Vegan. And they've naturally endorsed the brand. Like, I ain't got to pay nobody to say that the food is good. People just love what we stand for in the movement. Like, we help people to reimagine food, but we're also building an ecosystem of community. When you see Slutty Vegan, you feel like I can conquer the world and be a business owner because this mom and pop shop turned corporate company has done it, and it happened right before my eyes.
Wow. Pinky Cole, get her book, her self-help book. I hope you fail. She doesn't hope you fail. She hopes you succeed.
Yes. Thank you so much.
It's $21.99, right?
Well, it depends on where you at.
Where
you know, New York is expensive. I don't know. But follow me on my social, Pinky Cole. I'm doing giveaways. I'm offering feedback and advice, and we just vibing out. This is a good time to be better.
Yeah.
And that's why I'm pushing this book.
Congratulations on all your success.
Thank
Pinky
you.
Cole here in Mina's house on the Heat SiriusXM.
In my head.